Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Russia is getting its nuclear torpedoes ready. Testing a new Poseidon torpedo, nuclear. So this nuclear. This article comes from the New Voice of Ukraine from October 3rd, 2022. NATO fears Russia preparing to test Poseidon nuclear torpedo for the first time. Now this reminds me of how should I call him? The Japanese was a general. His name is Tojo, General Tojo. He was the chief of the Japanese armed forces. He said in a meeting, in a council meeting with the emperor and whatever that was over there during the Second World War, or before, right over there at the beginning of the Second World War, I think it was this meeting, and Tojo, when we're talking about war, not war, he said, I'm a military, my job is to make war. So here is, you can test those, but just look at them and shine them. You know what I mean? I'm not hoping for a use of them, but I'm just saying Russia has about 7,000 some nuclear warheads. Why do you need 7,000? Why 200 is not enough? 300, 1,000, 3,700 is to do what? Anyway, they can build how many they want, okay? Let's put it this way. According to the newspaper, the key commands of the NATO member countries have received reports over the past few days regarding the movement of the nuclear submarine Belgorod, which can carry Poseidon torpedoes. Where are they going to move it? Because I was asking this question for some time. What's going on in the Black Sea? Is this in the Black Sea? Is it in the Atlantic? Where is it? It is considered, and quote-unquote, the epitome of a new concept of warfare, La Repubblica writes. It said that the Belgorod is often mentioned in the context of the sabotage of the Nord Stream gas pipelines, as this is one of the activities for which it was designed. However, Western intelligence is convinced that the submarine did not go beyond the White Sea in the north of Russia. The newspaper writes, in fact, it should next appear in the waters of the Arctic for a series of secret tests. The nuclear submarine BS 329 Belgorod was originally built as a Project 949A anti-submarine, according to the NATO classification, Oscar II. However, it was modified as it was being built. The 184-meter submarine, that's about what, 170 yards, let's say, is now the longest submarine in existence today. Belgorod was officially transferred to service with the Russian Navy on July 8, 2022. Wow, this is new. The main difference between the Belgorod and all other nuclear submarines in the world is its potential ability to carry Poseidon nuclear torpedoes capable of traveling hundreds of miles underwater and causing nuclear tsunamis by exploding near a coast. Well, I wonder what country is located on an island. I know many, but one in particular that Russia has very friendly relations with. It starts with G. All right, that's Great Britain, right? So at the same time, the United States creates a network of satellites with infrared sensors precisely in order to record the launch of these Russian weapons. Hans Christensen, director of the Nuclear Information Project of the Federation of American Scientists, said the torpedoes are still under development. According to him, the combat deployment of Poseidon is possible no earlier than the second half of this decade. And in an April report by Congressional Research Service, it was said that they would enter service with a Russian nuclear navy no earlier than 2027, writes U.S. cable news channel CNN. Well, CNN must know, because they are a news channel owned by a certain kind of, how should I put it? Centrally services, I guess. All right, or I don't know, agency. Well, they say Poseidon is moving. They're gonna do some tests. Now, that test, you don't even have to use a submarine. I don't even know. Yeah, the submarine, I guess, if you locate it, you destroy it in one shot and then the whole thing is done. There's one thing. The other thing is it uses torpedoes, so that means you can create tsunamis or hit the coast. You're not going to hit another target as a submarine, obviously. Probably this submarine has also some launching missiles. I'm not certain, but they come as a general feature nowadays. And they launch, obviously, nuclear weapons and nuclear missiles. In this case, we have this submarine. I don't know what the big deal is between a torpedo and being, well, because it gets up and you can intercept it in the air. Okay, that would be, yeah, but that you can hit targets on the territory. With a torpedo, you hit only a coast and create tsunamis. Okay, is that the goal? Well, it's a pretty important goal. If you use that and you detonate it and a tsunami starts, well, you can wipe a population, not military infrastructure. So I don't know, this is really I mean, if let's say if this is one of these torpedoes is to be detonated, let's say next to an island, no names, it's gonna create, right, a tsunami. As a tsunami goes and builds, momentum, and then wipes what? The entire surface to a certain extent, right, as far as it has the momentum. But then why do you do this? To destroy what? Infrastructure and people, civilians. But in the same way, if you use a nuclear weapon, what do you use it? Do you think you use a nuclear weapon to destroy a military base? Pfft. Like if you remember BBC reporting on the Hiroshima first drop, 6th of August 1945. BBC, I listened to the broadcast, not that one, but the exact one, but not live. And the BBC was reporting that Americans dropped a atomic bomb over military infrastructure in Hiroshima, or by Hiroshima, or located near Hiroshima. So that's how the story went. And if you go to I think it's Hiroshima, it's the dome. That's where it's, supposedly is right on that location, about 600 meters are high, I think. It was detonated because you don't want to detonate an atomic bomb on the territory. It makes more damage if it's detonated in the air a little bit. So it creates the whole, how do you call it, impact by the explosion, and like a wind, let's put it this way, the wind blows everything up. And then the heat from the whole, but that you don't want it on the territory, right on it. You want it on top, and it hits a wider sphere. That's why these guys are even more considered premeditated, destroying as many as possible, because they could have done it on, or they could have done it on top, and they did it on top. I don't know, or lower, because they could have anyway. It's just. I'm just trying to say that atomic bombs, you can't use them just for military installation. You're going to destroy other things too. I mean, if the military base is in Arizona desert, I understand that one. But how big is a basis? How many miles? I mean, next to a town, right? Usually, because, but anyway. So, Poseidon, right? We'll see. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.